So what up, guys? I'm going to be doing a video on the top 10 things in Smite to make you a better mid. If you see me looking away or blinking or not, I just got LASIK, so I'm going to be going over it little by little.
10.
So the first thing I'm going to go over is, the beginning of the beginning, right? What god to pick, right? So we're going to go into this game, and we're going to talk about picks and bans for the 90 seconds we have. I think we have 90 seconds. We might have 0 seconds. We'll see. Okay, I do have 90 seconds, so we'll have 90 seconds to talk about it. So their comp, unfortunately, I can't see it for some reason, even though I'm the one that picked the gods. They did have Odin, and they did have Terra. So when you're looking at a comp that you need a jump, we're looking at Raijin, we're looking at Scylla, we're talking about leaps, right? Someone that can get over the wall. So they have Odin, so that's the first thing you're thinking about. What god to pick comes down into very specific things. What does my comp need, right? So we're gonna look at here. We have CC, we have double Guardian, so we're gonna have a lot of setups and stuns. We have Kali stun. So we need someone that brings a lot of damage, right? Especially with double Guardian.
I feel like him resubbing every time I come in here.
So we're going to be looking at probably someone like Agni. You could even do a Janus because you have a lot of setup. You could do Hebo. You have a lot of space when you have a lot of CC characters, but they do have Odin on the other team. So we're going to make sure to pick a character that can't get over that wall. So when it comes to specifics of picking a character, you want to really think about what character completes my team in the regards of team fighting, objective control, and whether you need damage or more control, right? And then obviously counter picking the other team to make it harder for them to play into you and for you to outplay them, right? So right now, like I said, they do have Odin, so we're gonna pick Raijin. We're gonna lock in Raijin here.
9.
Item choice. It starts in the beginning, right? What am I going to build against this team? It's not always going to go exactly how you think, right? You want to put like a build in front of you that you, like a base build that you think is good here, but you don't have to go at 100%. You can change it as the game goes. So here we're going to go into the items. We're going to pause right quick. We're going to look into the items. Let's look at the items here. What are we going to go versus this team, right? Obviously, I can't look at the items, but we all know the items off the top of our head. We're looking at a comp that is slow immune on Cuckoo. They have good lockdown. They have cripple. It's triple physical, but their magical still hurts. So I can't go like a breastplate. I maybe could go a breastplate, but I don't feel like I need to this game because I can't get away from Odin. And I pretty much can't get away from Baka pretty easy again in this comp. If they have someone that can follow dashes very well, then I'd probably think about going breastplate. Maybe if they had a Hercules support, I'd probably go breastplate. And there's in this build. They're not gonna be too tanky, right? They only have Odin and Terra, so it's not that like they're really really tanky. I'd probably gonna go. I could go like a Tahuti build right away. I could go Spear the Magus with Lifesteal Boots. That'll give me good sustain and good damage right away. So this game, we'll say, for example, I'm going to go Lifesteal Boots. We'll go Spear the Magus. Then we'll go Tahuti. And then maybe even a Bubble, right? Because a Bubble is really good versus team because they only have Terra 2 and Odin stun that takes it off, and Cuckoo ult. So those are 3 big stuns, and so Bubble later might be pretty good, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind. If the physical starts to become a problem, I could go into the breastplate 4th item, so we'll see how this game goes. Always you want to like theory craft as you're picking your character, what you could go, what are your different routes. Make a couple routes for yourself. This will automatically make you a better mid laner than just going a staple build right off the bat, or not even thinking about your builds at all. Right? I know people that, just don't even know what they're like they just pick a character and they just build as they go. Freestyling a build I would say is usually not the best thing to do. You always want to plan and give yourself about 3 to 4 options of which ways you could go and if you do go that way, why are you going that way? And what's going to affect you going that route for the build path. So now that we got past 1 and 2, right, what god to pick, and now number 2, what items to build when you're going to the game, we're going to talk about laning phase. So we're going to go into laning phase here. something you always want to be thinking about laning phase is your character stronger than the other character's clear, right? Because Smite is all about clear. So let's go, we're just going to go Conduit Gem here. We could go Sands of Time, but we'll go Conduit this game. There's always different routes. We'll rush into the Spear, Magus, and Pen Boots. I'll go double multi-pot because I don't have that much MP5. If I was going for do more, I'd probably go double health pot. But because I'm going just magic focus, which gives you no MP5, I'm gonna go the extra multi-pot. So little things like that always help you analyze your situation. Always think big about your situation.
8.
What up, guys? So laning phase is something that you guys always ask questions about, like which characters are stronger when. So let's look at this matchup we have right here. It's Raw versus Agni. What does Raw do much better than Agni? It's push lane. You in the first 5 levels, you make it uncomfortable for him to push up. And so how are you going to take advantage of that scenario? It's about understanding matchups, which I'll probably make a full video for as well. But understanding matchups and how good is your character's clear, how good is the opponent character's clear, how good are the items you went for clear and mana sustain, and how good are the items that your opponent went for mana and sustain. So here I get to lane a little bit faster. I won immediately, so we're gonna figure out what ability he has. He has his 2, so that means he has less clear because the 3 is the best, but it commits his dash. So here I take advantage and I move up. You see that little just taking advantage and moving up and getting some extra poke. That's some pots. That's some gold. That's just understanding laning phase, and that's something that you could always do as a mid laner. Ask yourself these questions and you know, continue to improve as a mid laner. So here the Humbots gets here first, so I go for the mid wave. I don't contest left mids because my Thanatos is in here and it's not worth when I could just hard push mid and then trade right mids. Even though my jungler lost clear. So that's how you even out a situation there where I probably should have lost, right? Because bots came to mid so much faster. So it's always being able to read the situation. So they're both going to back camps here. So how am I gonna take advantage of this? Well, I don't really think there's much to do, but just hard clear mid. Hopefully try to make them lose some minions. So it looks like Agni gave up on the back camps, while I'm actually gonna get the back camps and mid. So just little things like that are always going to help you out as to be a better mid laner. Just understanding the situation of your laning phase and how strong your character is and where you can and can't go. Little things that we can always you know, take advantage of is pressuring. Like right here, I could have went my 2 right for kill potential, but versus Agni, he has a dash, right? So you're not going to get it. So let's say, for example, a mid laner with a little bit, let's say like a Hera, like she doesn't really have that good of an escape. So I could go my 2 and I could play up with Thanatos, but understanding that Agni has dash and just committing to getting the heal and clearing faster and being more efficient and making tougher for him to clear. Because one of the things that Raw does, I mean, a little tip that I could give you guys is Raw makes it really annoying for some mid laners to clear because of his heal. If you're able to drop it on your melees, their melees, and their range, we have to position it right. But when you do so, it makes a big difference for sure. So continue to, you know, think big and think outside the box, and it'll give you the little advantages that'll make you a better mid laner than the guy you're playing against. Here, I'm understanding that he's going to try to get red, right? Because my red is up, but I have a stronger position in this lane because I have more mana. And he has to dash. So if you understand Agni, you know he has to dash at red buff, right? Because he can't clear it with his 2-1. Knowing that, he doesn't have secure for it then, right? So then I come over, get the buff, clear mid. I'm not scared because their jungler is on speed. And I get my own red. That's called playing your lane, baby. If you guys have any questions on how to play lane, you know, feel free to ask in the comments below. I'll be there to answer for you guys, and I hope you guys are going to be enjoying these videos. I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos of how to and top 10. I'm just excited to just make a lot of content to teach. Recently I've been learning a lot from Dota YouTube content, so I just thought, you know, I have so much Smite knowledge.
7.
I just want to be able to teach, you know. So here we go. We're going to be going to number 7. Farming patterns. You know, farming patterns are really important in this meta. I mean, they've always been, right? In every role, it's super important. But mid, more than ever, right? One of the best players in farming patterns is probably Shinto, because they play around him just being very farmed and doing the damage in the team fights. But to do so, you need to understand the map and understand how to farm perfectly. Like I said, that last fight, I did a little bit of this on that last raw replay. But here we do left mids, then go mid wave. Scylla has pretty even with Janus clear because Scylla isn't the best. Here I pinged for Thor. Thor should be going to his back camps, and I should be going to the other back camps. So that's why I pinged that. But I say fine, I'll take the extra XP because this should be for him. I don't go to the minis because the minis is not worth missing out on the 1 or 2 melees, right? And you don't want to do that. And Thor was going back mid, so that means you don't want to waste his time either. So that's understanding farming patterns. Another thing to talk about here, when you're doing farming patterns right here, I think I'm resetting for boots too because I could sell double pots.
6.
That's actually something you should always think about too, man. When you can buy boots too. But let's talk about rotations here, right? Rotations is another thing that's super important in the mid lane because you have so much opening. In other MOBAs, mid is a lot more about rotating, but because of, well, at least in Dota. But in League and Smite, the jungler, that is the jungler's job. But doesn't mean the mid laner cannot rotate. Mid laner can definitely rotate. As you see me here coming right to the right side of the map, even though I'm jungling. But this is something still to learn from. Mid laners can rotate. You can clear and rotate. The thing is you're probably going to be sacking a wave, right? So the math you got to do is if I come
5.
right lane, where is the lane? Where... and how sure am I that I'm gonna get this kill? When you do that math and then you rotate, you get the kill, it's always gonna be worth it because you're helping out your lane. But let's talk about positioning here in this team fight. I'm sitting really far back, trying to ult into the back line, and just you see how I'm always sitting really far back, waiting for the right opportunity to go in. On her, looks like they're going on her, but they stop committing. Now Soul's in trouble. I hit Soul with the one over the wall, but never dashing in yet, even though I don't have my dash up, but just sitting far back. Making sure here I dash in because we get the soul kill and I feel like I can aggress. But now King Arthur's on me. I have to make sure to get good Aegis off, even though he hits me with the big one on the back end. And now run to your team. I see so many mid laners run away from their team when they're winning a fight and make it that's literally the only way they kill you, and you give it to them. Run towards your team. A lot of it, like 80% of the time, running towards your team is much better. Obviously, if you're in silver and you're playing with I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, running towards your team is always better because they have CC, they have slows. If they're good, they have body blocks, they have actives. They have lots of ways they can
4.
help you. So make sure to run to your team. Super important. Team fighting. Team fighting and positioning go hand in hand. But I'm going to show you guys how I use my kit here. Here, it's a big... pluck. I know I don't need to use triple bomb there, right? So because I didn't use my triple bomb here, I know I can aggress on this Achilles here because I only use my dash on the one pluck. So that's just using my spells efficiently. I'm positioning a little bit far back, get a nice double stun right there on the 2-1, making sure that I pop my bombs here. I see Achilles uses ult and I know he takes more damage. I see Thor on the backside, he uses hammer, so I aggress on him knowing I could dash in. And now Izanami is trying to commit on the Sobek with no mana. I see that. I'm going to try to bait here because I only have 1 bomb, so I need her to walk into me. As she does here, 2-1 bomb dash, should be dead. And now it's time to juke some Achilles' abilities. See if I can get some abilities off here. And here I have Blink, right? So I know I can bait. So this is exactly what I'm going to do because you know Achilles wants some of this sugar. Why wouldn't you? Look at him. He's hungry. And he goes in, dash, cross, bomb, boom. Wave. I actually, that bomb was playing his dash. If he did have it, I wasn't sure if he did, because I don't know if he hit someone with it. But team fighting is just understanding your positioning, understanding what characters to aggress on. As you notice, Achilles was the last person I went on there.
3.
Thor and Izanami were first. So let's talk about objective secure, because objective secure is very important for mid laners, especially in this meta where FG is literally everything, right? FG is win or lose scenario. And this new meta, the game is going to be all around FG because you're going to get a lot of gold and you only have 6 slots. So here I use triple bombs to secure FG. And never nothing, like it's not wrong to triple bomb there, right? You want the FG. Only problem is, and this is a big tip for you guys and you mid laners out there, trying to become a better mid, is
2.
if you do use your big ability, on FG, make sure you're trying to disengage until that CD is up, or just disengage in general. So let's talk about active usage, right? Because active usage is something that's really, really important. You know, I simmered a little bit in it earlier, but active usage as a mid is super important, right? Whether it's Blink, Beads, Aegis, Bracer if you're saucy. Rest in peace, Bracer. Can I get some Fs in the comments? But yeah, you want to make sure that you are beadsing the right thing, and you're blinking the right things, just like blinking over the wall to kill Raw, right? But no, in reality, beads is super, super important to make sure you pre-beads a lot of these things. I don't want you guys to pre-beads everything because you don't want to just throw away your beads, but if you can pre-bead, if you understand like a Thor is going to come at you, right, with a wall, and you get pre-beads and he throws his hammer and now you commit on him, that is the next level play for a mid laner. And understanding your counter matchup. So let's talk about sieging, because this is really important at mid laners. Mid laners, you never hit the tower. That's not your job. You attack 1.01 at 24 minutes, and you hit for 81 in a dream. Stop hitting towers. You position until you position for the fight. You let your hunter do so. So when a jungler or a solo laner looks for an AoE initiation, you're not right next to your hunter for that to happen. You want to be close to your hunter where you can help them, but far enough where you don't get hit by AoE. This is a big one, guys, so make sure you take note of that. You position off to the side, obviously depending on your mid, right? If you're a Janus, you're like off to the side as an assassin. If you're a Hebo, you see how I played a little bit farther back, waited for Medusa to die, waited for something important to drop, to commit. So I hope you guys learn something from this video. I'm going to be doing a ton more of these videos. I'm just excited to teach and help you become a better mid laner, become a better Smite player, become a better Dota player, just become better gamers, because that's all we want at the end of the day. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching.